Touching footage of people reuniting with loved ones has gone viral across the internet in China following the country's recent decision to reopen its borders to international travel and tourism. The opening has allowed family and friends to reconnect in person, many for the first time since the pandemic began, and highlights the power of human connection and in-person interaction. As this week marks China's Golden Week in honor of the country's Labor Day celebrations, it's also one of the first holidays locals will be able to travel and reunite with loved ones with lessened restrictions. Prior to 2020, China was the fourth most visited country in the world, boasting some 60 million tourists in 2019 alone, with visitors coming from across the globe. Annual tourism revenue reached more than $820 billion, accounting for approximately 11% of the country's GDP. China was also the world's largest source of outbound tourists before the pandemic, contributing $253 billion to the global economy. But the pandemic quickly halted in-person people-to-people exchange. To contain the virus, China closed its borders to most foreigners and advised its citizens against foreign travel. These measures helped control the outbreak and resume normal life within China's borders, but they also had a huge impact on its tourism and travel industries, as well as on people's ability to connect with their family and friends abroad. Now, China is finally ready to welcome back tourists and travelers. The decision to end cross-border controls that were implemented during the pandemic is part of Beijing's plan to make traveling to and from China easier again, which it hopes will grow its economy and reduce growing discontent at the length and severity of restrictions. The country also hopes it can ignite a rebound in its tourism and travel industries. So far, China has already logged over 40 million entry and exit trips in the 2 months since withdrawing its advisory in January. The China Outbound Tourism Research Institute has forecasted 110 million border crossings from mainland China in 2023, reaching 2/3 of 2019 levels. Not only are citizens now able to travel outside of China and tourists able to enter the country, but family and friends are also able to meet again. It's also expected that the announcement to open borders will reinvigorate people-to-people exchange between China and the US. Building cross-cultural relationships allows people to connect with one another, understand each other, and recognize our similarities. The value of Chinese and Americans experiencing each other's countries and cultures firsthand, and building relationships with one another in the spaces they each call home, can't be understated. Taking time to learn about one another's perspectives can help bring good to humanity for the good of humanity and our collective future. And as our world continues to recover from the pandemic, global citizens will soon be able to travel and explore foreign countries and cultures once again, hopefully providing a much-needed sense of healing to the world. For more stories, follow us online at The China Current.